So one of the seemingly permanent changes that's come as a result of, in the last 2 or 3 years is that hesitancy for full-time workers to return to the office full-time. I think we all kind of agree that people are doing some sort of hybrid thing. I mean, they like working at home at least part of the time, right? Now, why would these same people want to go back to live events, a trade show, a convention, a company get-together? Why would they want to go back? Why should they go back? Because that's a big problem for the event industry, in my opinion.
It's becoming less of a problem, and I'll tell you why. I've done enough live events in 2022, starting, my first event was in February of all times, in Dubai at the World Expo. There is no substitute for human connection, and the big lie that we tell ourselves when it comes to large-scale events is what happens on that main stage is the most important part of the event. It isn't. The most important part of any event is the networking.
Yeah.
And the networking, well, I feel that I continue to be a great student of the virtual space and very good at it, and teaching others that there's no substitute for human connection. I mean, otherwise, why don't we date, on Zoom?
Yeah, I have a client of mine that they're a software client, and they pre-pandemic, they did conventions in every province all year long. Then they switched to virtual, so it was seamless. They haven't really gone back, but the people that went to those conferences tended to be people that were, behind their computers all day. They actually looked forward to the live interaction because they're not used to networking, and they could look to maybe find their next employer and I think they're slow returning to that original model.
We're not going to return, and we shouldn't. One of the big lies about, again, I love using this word lies because we have been lied to so often when it comes to our connections, is this is a meeting, this is an event. Not everything needs to be a live event. Virtual should continue to have its space. I've seen a couple of organizations that are getting really smart about their strategy on this. And what they're doing is they say, okay, we're going to have the low grade stuff more frequently, and we're going to do that virtually. Shorter sessions, smarter sessions, far more targeted. And then we're going to have, instead of having 4 live meetings a year, we're going to have 2 or 1. But man, it's going to be really, really great. So to find that balance, because in truth, that's the joke I like to make about the pandemic, is everybody started to live the life I've been living for 30 years.
Right.
For all of my bombast and chattiness, I'm a hard-eye introvert. And I like to recede to my little castle in the sky in Bradford, Ontario.
Right.
But I know when you have to go. In fact, I just did last week. I just sat with my marketing team out of the UK, and we targeted 12 live events where I need to be next year because I can't convert those people into customers online. It just can't happen.